Here in the paddock, we've got Will Halatsky. He's got something rather sought after in these parts. He's got the old SP plate from 2018, and you've been out in qualifying today. Will, tell us about all of that.
Yes, we just got second in qualifying, so happy with that. There's a bit of a gap to the guy who's won it, so we've got about a tenth and a half to find. But everything changes in racing, so I'm sure we'll give it a good go.
Absolutely, and we should be talking TKM Clubman class, which is quite a special class to this event.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a cost-saving class. We used to run in the British Champs when I was 13, 14, and obviously the money that they throw away in that area of racing is quite significant. So we stopped for about 10 years. Came out for a play one day, and Mark Allen over at Jade Karts said we should get a kart and go racing Clubman. Sort of no new tyres allowed, very limited on the engines and the age of the chassis. So it really sort of limits the amount of money you can spend.
How old is this chassis then?
This chassis is 2 years old, so it's a rolling. Every year you're allowed 2 years from then. So next year you're allowed a 2018, and it just means you can't go and throw loads of money at it and win. So it's all a load of very good drivers, very, very close racing, but you're not spending £1 million to do it.
Fantastic stuff. And as you say, qualified well yesterday, so you mentioned the guys ahead, but still confident holding on to this plate?
I will do everything in my power to hold on to it. We race here quite a lot, so we know where to make the moves and where to defend. So yeah, bring on tomorrow.
Awesome stuff. History at Shenington, you've been racing here a good while?
I came second in the O plate here in about 2007, I think, in junior TKM. So it's a track we know pretty well. As I said, I had about 8 to 10 years off before discovering this class, but we've always gotten quite well here. We've got a good motor to help us down the straights, and it's just if you get some slipstream, then you get quick times around here.
Awesome stuff. Will, all the best defending your plate.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll take you through your grid for this one. Will Hulaki, who you will note has the SP plate on his kart, having taken that title in last year's event. He'll start on pole. Craig Summers alongside. Sam Baker will start from third with Ayrton Winnell Mayo alongside. Colin Morris starts this one from fifth. Sixth for Matthew Cardwell. James Mills in 7th, 8th for Ian Francis Jones. Marcus Edmonds is in 9th, 10th is Suk Sander. David Diamond will start in 11th, 12th will be Edward Bellamy. Alistair Rushforth in 13th, 14th for Cameron Gom. James Yap in 15th, 16th will be Scott Hinton. And we're away. It's a really long grid is why I'm struggling to get through them all. There are 29 of them. I'll try and talk through all of them as there's already drama there and a big hit there off the wall for the number 44. I'm delighted to say that the driver has already stood up. But that was Alistair Rushforth who went into the wall there following a bit of contact in the mid-pack. But it's Will Hulaki who leads them through the hangar corner and into the Wilkins complex. Spoke to him briefly yesterday and he spoke very highly of this class. He really enjoys racing in this series. Craig Summers there in the 28 and then Sam Baker with the F plate in third place. That's F for winning the TKM Festival. So coming on to lap number 3, Will Hulaki has Craig Summers for very close attention as they come through Cafe Corner. And Sam Baker is right with them as well. Slightly further back from them, James Mills has just got past Ayrton Winnell Mayo on that last lap. Matthew Cardwell in 6th is right with them as well. Colin Morris has just got past Ian Francis Jones for 7th as well. There's plenty of battling and changes going on there, and there's the change. The 28 has got through at the hairpin. Craig Summers gets past Will Hulaki into the lead of this one on lap number 3. And Hulaki, fortunately, is able to hold on to second, doesn't? Fortunately from his perspective, because the concern would have been that he's immediately under attack from Sam Baker in the F-plate car, but manages to hold on to second. Not a good lap there for Ayrton Winnell-Mayo. He's dropped down 3 positions. Matthew Cardwell is now in 5th ahead of Colin Morris and Ian Francis Jones. Further down the order, David Diamond has got past James Yap, and look at this, further battling away here. This is the battle over 4th place. That's James Mills versus Matthew Cardwell. And Will Hulaki has got past us again into the lead. So Hulaki back up into the lead. It's impossible to know where to look here. The battling is so frantic. It's really good stuff here in amongst the TKM Clubman, and that's one of the big things about this class, because of its cost controls, allows the racing to be really close. And how close is that? The 63 and the 51 side by side. Matthew Cardwell will just take it back off of James Mills. Look at this, side by side for the lead through Park Bend and into Cafe Corner. Will Hulaki holds onto it. He held round the outside of Park Bend, and that gave him the inside for Cafe Corner. Fantastic stuff this in the TKM Clubman's, aka Formula Libre. Sam Baker has just sat there in 3rd place, ready to pick up any of the spoils of war should they come his way in this lead battle. Matthew Cardwell has now got the job done on James Mills, and in fact James Mills has also been passed by Colin Morris in the early part of this lap, because the 40 is now ahead of the 51. Fantastic battling this, as Will Hulaki leads them through. Now the 23 of Ian Francis Jones goes past James Mills as well. It's been a disaster lap for James Mills. He needs to get back onto the momentum here, but he's immediately under attack from Ayrton Winnell-Mayo as well. This is the nature of close sprint racing in karting. If you come off the boil, if you lose your momentum, your rhythm, you can drop down multiple places, and it can start to snowball for you. As there for the 3rd place, Matthew Cardwell defending against Colin Morris. But Colin Morris is going to try the inside of the chicane, and there's contact there, and it's putting the 63 of Matthew Cardwell back. There he is. You could just see there in that shot him dropping further back. So that's not gone well for Matthew Cardwell and Colin Morris as our leaders come through. Wilkins, who's got themselves up to 3rd place. I think Colin Morris may have held on to that, actually. Yes, he has. So it was the drama all for the 63 of Matthew Cardwell there. And Colin Morris has been able to get up to 4th place. Will Hulaki leads. Craig Summers in the 28 in 2nd. The F plate of Sam Baker in 3rd. Then it's Colin Morris in the 40 in 4th. 23 of Ian Francis Jones in 5th. 6th for James Mills in that 51. Trying to recover some of his momentum. And he has stopped the bleed, as it were. He's no longer dropping back through the field. He's now trying to work his way back up. The top 3 nose to tail, though, as they have been all race. This is fantastic stuff in the Formula Libre field. Just over 5 minutes, or exactly 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes plus a lap to go on the clock. And Will Hulaki is trying to hold on here. We should mention, we haven't even given mention yet to the fact that we've got the 2 different engine carts going on in this race. You've got the Rotax engine carts and the TKM engine carts. All these top 3 are TKMs, so this, as far as I can tell, is for position. There is going to be a separate SP plate for the 2 different engine classes, as I understand it. The top 3 heading towards the hairpin once again. The chicane goes Will Hulaki, followed by Craig Summers. Into the Wilkins complex they go. side by side here. Goes the 51 and the 85, and that's a brilliant move, I think, from Ayrton Winnell Mayo there to get himself up into 6th place. Really nice move here. Really nice move there. Fantastic battling though throughout the field. It really is a pleasure to watch this class at the moment. Actually looking through on timing, and I think the highest placed Rotax driver may be Richard Lloyd. I have to check that one. Just looking at timing, I'm noting a T next to most of the runners and an R next to some of the others. I'm going to assume that's TKM and Rotax. Two minutes on the clock. We're looking at the number 40 of Colin Morris, defending 4th placement, Ian Francis Jones. Behind them, the 63 of Matthew Cardwell and the 51 of James Mills battle away. I think Cardwell may have got the move done there, though. That would be for 7th place. As our top 3 are still nose to tail. And Morris has to go defensive into Wilkins against Francis Jones in his defence of 4th place. Look at this though, Craig Summers trying any which way to find a wide pass. Will Hulaki there tries to set up the inside line into Cafe, but it's not on there. It's As You Were as they run out of Cafe and through the pit bend. Oh, and there's drama there for the 50. That's going to be Suksander off to the side of the road. So there'll be yellow flags out to cover that. 1 minute plus a lap to go. And Craig Summers, does he have a gap there on the inside? He was thinking about it. Half in attack, half in defence against Sam Baker, to be perfectly honest as well. Because he is very awkwardly the meat in the sandwich at the moment, and he's got to be careful if he goes for an attack on the lead that he doesn't lose out to Sam Baker. Little look over the shoulder from Will Hulaki. Thinks he's got enough in hand to take the racing line, and he does indeed. You can't help but feel that there's going to be at least one attempt here as we enter the end game of this race. Battles throughout the field. We just looked briefly there at Dean Matthews chasing Scott Hinton. That's over 17th place. Plenty of great battles going on throughout the field. As we cut back to the lead battle though, it's going to be 2 more laps. Through Cafe Corner they come. And look at how close Sam Baker is to the back of Craig Summers. And don't count out the likes of Colin Morris and Ian Francis Jones. They are close enough to take advantage if a battle really kicks off here between our top 3. I just don't get the feeling this one's quite over yet, as Will Hulaki leads them into the chicane and out onto the back straight, the Hanger straight, heading towards the right-hander at Hanger and then the Wilkins complex. And look at this, Sam Baker trying to find a gap there, but the door closes on him. And Craig Summers retains 2nd place. And do not count out the fact that Colin Morris is closing in. And look, Sam Baker up the inside of Park Corner. We're on the last lap now. Can Will Hulaki hold on? Look out for Colin Morris and Ian Francis Jones catching up onto the back. This is almost a 5-horse battle for the lead of this race. Will Hulaki feels the need to go defensive. Well, he might. Sam Baker goes to the outside. That's going to give him the switch back out the corner. Surely he'll have a bit of an opportunity there, but really good drive off the corner for Craig Summers, and he stays in 2nd place. Into the chicane they go. There goes Sam Baker though, trying it into the 2nd part of the chicane, but it doesn't pay off. Will Hulaki dips his head to get any aerodynamic advantage he can down the back straight. I think he might just do this. He's going to hold on. Sam Baker feels the need to go defensive, but at the last there, Francis Jones at the inside of Colin Morris for 4th place. Will Hulaki is going to take the win 2 years running. He's going to get that SP plate in the Formula Libre class. What a finish for Will Hulaki by 12/100ths of a second. He takes it from Craig Summer in 2nd, Sam Baker in 3rd. Ian Francis Jones just at the last takes 4th place from Colin Morris. Ayrton Winnell Mayo finishes 6th, and it's Matthew Cardwell, James Mills, Marcus Edmonds, Edward Bellamy finishes 10th and is the highest place of your novice runners. Cameron Gom finishes 11th, 12th for David Diamond. Richard Lloyd finishes 13th, and I believe is your highest place of the Rotax runners. I say that very provisionally, but I believe looking at timing, he is the highest placed Rotax runner. Clive Carpenter finishes 14th, is second of those Rotax runners. There's James Monroe, James Yap, Scott Hinton in 17th, Dean Matthews in 18th. 19th is Mitchell Morris, and I believe also the third place in Rotax. So well done to him for that. Josh Rosier in 20th, 21st for Harpal Baines. Tom Bird in 22nd, 23rd for Paul Belton. Richard Mallinson in 24th, 25th for Richard Lefebvre. And then Suxander, we saw having issues, and Alistair Rushforth went into the wall, sadly, on the first lap, but seemed to be okay. Wow, what drama that was in the Formula Libre class. Next up is going to be our Honda Cadets A final.